Hey, Sean, welcome to an evening post. Thank you for clicking on this. It means a lot to me. Fun fact, I own 19 shirts. 6 of them fit me, and I only wear 3. So if you're watching these every day and you're saying like, hey, Sean pretty much wears the same clothes every day, yeah, I do. This week, I wanted to talk about love. And I mean, that's a huge word. But yesterday I was talking about what is the mission of this show, and it's to celebrate the little things in life and the connections we have with one another, and to give a platform to people who are willing to be vulnerable, to try to change, to share something that they're trying, a talent, something like that. To give a platform to people who are trying to create things and do stuff in a way that's genuine. And it boiled down to me the more I thought about it that like, hey, this is all about love. It's just about loving stuff. It's about taking the time to love the fact that you were able to get out of bed this morning, the fact that you can do the things that you do and that you know the people that you know, and some of the modern conveniences that we have. It's really neat. And as I was thinking about love, I was watching a show last night. I was watching The Leftovers cooking competition on Netflix, and there was a contestant who was just driving me crazy. And I didn't like the way that they delivered things. They defended themselves when I think they just should have been quiet and listened to what the judges say. And it's like, you're not helping your kid. And I was getting upset, and I said something to Jesse. And afterwards, I was like, why? Why did I make a comment? Like, what did I benefit from by sharing something that's just negative? There's nothing I can do about it. If I really didn't like it, I could have turned it off. And I feel like some of us watch stuff because we know we're going to dislike it. And there's, I mean, like The Real Housewives. Like, I know people who watch some of these like trash reality shows because it's this guilty pleasure. And it can be fun if you process it well, but if you're being negative and you're not getting something out of it, you're not using it to improve yourself in some way, it's just going to have a negative impact. And I was wondering, could I genuinely and comprehensively love everything and to have an appreciation for all content that's not mean content, but anyone who's just trying to make something. A cooking show doesn't have an agenda. At least the one that I was watching doesn't have an agenda. Why would I spend energy cutting it down? And maybe some of it comes from a place of projecting. As a producer, I look at ways that, I could do that. I think, well, the reason I haven't done a Netflix cooking show is I haven't been asked. But if I did, it would be so much better. And that's just me being mean then because I'm jealous. And I think there's things that we all in life dislike for a number of reasons. And sometimes it's because through that dislike, we find friendship. We find other people who hate the same movies that we hate or dislike certain things about it or how an actor portrayed a character. And I think like Star Wars, there's a bunch of people who have a shared love for Star Wars. And then when the new one comes out, they all hate it because it's awful. And through that, you get to talk to other people and say, yeah, I hated it too. And while we get that friendship, that connection out of it, it's based in something that's so negative. And so I'm wondering, can I challenge myself to look at content differently and to be more accepting, because it is an active process. It is not something that comes by my nature. It is something that I have to remind myself to appreciate, and that mistakes happen, and that if somebody were to scrutinize my videos, they would find no shortage of mistakes. And so often in my client work, I feel like they're not my fault. It's because of a schedule that I couldn't control. It's because of the budget that I had no control over. And yet I look at other people's content and say, well, that's not perfect, when they're subject to the same imperfections that all of us are. And I need to remind myself of that so that I can go through life. And I think if I can find a way to appreciate these little things and to reframe some of the negativity as an appreciation for an individual and their story, if I can do that with a movie and a TV show, what impact would that have on the rest of my life? So that's what I'm thinking about today. And if you're willing to try it, I think you should. But that's all I got. Thank you so much for watching. Mask on, chin up. I'll see you tomorrow.